Hey everyone, I am back with more Rita Barakat designs. Today we're going to use the stencil on a jelly print and maybe we'll even make it into the journal, who knows.
Hi, I'm Jessica Sanders. Welcome to my channel.
So for my second idea for using Rita's stencils, thank you again Rita for sending me these stencils. They are so fun and so easy to use. I'll leave a link below, guys, for you to go check out Rita Barakat's website. And if you haven't seen my first video on this, go and check that out as well. It's so fun. So I decided I would use this pre-made jelly print that I had just in my stash and put the stencil over it and just do some drawing and see how it all turned out. So in case you didn't know, the way you use these is to use your mechanical pencil in the little slots and you'll make these dashed lines. And then you can color and connect those dashed lines to make your actual drawing. So for this project, I'm going to use colored pencil and my Posca pens, and I think that's pretty much it. I have plenty of color on this jelly print already, and so I thought this would be perfect for color pencil work. These are my chameleon colored pencils, but you can use the ones that you have. So I started by just sort of connecting the dots with a purple. Okay, by now maybe you realize I don't use normal colors. Okay, purple. Connect the dots or the dashes on my drawing from the stencil, and then I'm just starting to add more layers. I wanted more of a bluish eye this time, or maybe turquoise kind of thing. So I'm layering the colored pencil over the yellow, and it makes it look a little green right now, and I'm actually okay with that. I think that's going to be pretty cool. And I'm just going to build up layers and layers of colored pencil for a little while. I will work back and forth between the eyes because to me I'm able to get them a little bit more symmetrical and the color a little bit more even if I go back and forth. And so I'm adding layers of the purple, layers of the blue, and then maybe a darker purple and a darker blue to add and create depth. And it works great over this acrylic paint because the acrylic paint has a little bit of tooth from being put on the paper. So it works pretty well with the colored pencils. So where I want to build up the layers of the colored pencil, I'm using small circular strokes, but in some cases I'm using lines, and that's where I want to add texture to the eyes and the lines to the eyes. But otherwise, I'll be using a lot of little circles and putting a little bit more pressure as I go. I start with light pressure and build it up and add a little bit more. And it's kind of a strange thing to me, but these colored pencils will actually smudge a little bit. So I'm coloring in and then you'll see me smudging it with my hand. You may prefer to use like a little tissue or something. I don't know why or how that exactly works. I don't know the technicalities, but I just know that it does. So I'm adding in now a little bit more here, a little bit more there, and I'll add the smudging, and now I'm adding some gray to add some shadows into my eyes. I used Rita stencil for the placement of the eyes and the hair and a line for the nose. But I decided I kind of wanted to add my own style of nose because that's the great thing about these stencils. You can tweak them and change it a little bit and make it your own, but it's easy to just get those proportions down on the paper. So the eyes have been looking a little weird up until now. But I'm going to add in white to the white of the eyes, and that's going to make a big difference because that yellow in the white of the eye is kind of strange looking. And I'm adding highlights as I go right now. So little catch lights in the eye, a little bit around the bottom eyelid, the top eyelid, and on my nose a little bit too. And I keep tapping out that white to smudge it just a little bit. It makes it not quite as bright. I want to still have the shadow effects in the eye, and so that works pretty well to just sort of thin it out and make it more transparent, translucent. So now I'm just going to go back to my colored pencil and start defining a little bit more of the hair, adding in a little bit more shadow, a little bit of detail, and a little bit more depth to the colors by adding a little bit more layers. So if you try Rita stencils, which would be really cool, they really are a lot of fun. They're really good if you don't know how to draw a face, if you're not sure of proportions, if you need a little help with that. Also, they're really good if you just want to save some time and get your proportions down on the page, and then you can just take off from there. I think it took me like, less than 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes to do my lines in the stencil with my pencil. And then I was able to just get straight into working on drawing with or coloring with my color pencil. So I'm just adding little bits of color and texture here with my color pencils, and I really forgot to do my eyebrows, and eyebrows is something that I kind of struggle with, especially with the placement of them, and I had these lines for the eyebrows from the stencils, so that was perfect. It made doing the eyebrows like super simple. And you know me, I'm all about keeping things simple. I love simplicity, so that was really a nice sort of treat that I got from using these stencils. I decided that I wanted the star back on the face. I think I didn't put it in the first place. I wasn't sure if I wanted it or not, but I just put it where I wanted it using the stencil. And there you go. It was right there. It was perfect, and I was able to just color over it with my Posca pen. I haven't decided what color I want it to be yet. And while I have the Posca pen out, I'm going to reinforce those highlights. Sometimes they fade a little bit, so a second layer will add the brightness that I want in the areas that I want. So I want to use the little die cuts that Rita sent me. Thank you again, Rita. They're super adorable. But I really couldn't decide how I wanted to use them or where I wanted to put them. And I thought this little girl with the wings just looked like she wanted to cuddle up with this drawing, and so I just left her there to kind of keep her company while I was continuing to do my drawing and painting. So just have a few final details here. I'm painting my star. I'm adding a little bit of dark to the eyebrows and kind of just finishing up and bringing it all together, and still auditioning my little die cuts so that I can use this in my art journal. So this is a little bit fiddly here. You really don't have to do this to do it. I was just playing and having a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed using Rita's stencil and playing with the die cuts and just sort of playing around with all of it. It's just so much fun. So I hope you will check out ritabarakat.com. I will leave her link below. And again, thank you so much, Rita, for sending me these lovely supplies and letting them share them with my followers and inviting me to do this design tutorial for you. Thank you, everyone. I will see you so soon. These die cuts are so adorable. I can't help it. I just have to keep playing with them and making them dance and move. They're so fun.